Sabathia, Happ, Eovaldi, Sale, Price. Who's the other pitcher? Oh, Eovaldi.
No match for your bullpen committee to tell you.
So we got to come up with another, like a name for it, something cool that everybody will pick up on. Rock. You're all supposed to be good with words. It's a baton. The relay.
Which was more impressive? The 9
Are we
straight
actually
outs?
talking now? Okay.
Which is more impressive, the 9 straight outs for Jimmy or getting out of the 4th?
Yes. Probably the 4th. You know, Adam. You know, I was talking to him in the dugout. That you're so used to throwing from a certain angle, getting used to that. You know, you're taught as a cutoff guy, if the ball ever goes towards the first base dugout, you cut it. You know, I'm talking about a step or two, because catcher never vacates to the right and gets an out. You can vacate a little bit to the left towards the runner, and you can. So we teach it that way anyway, coming from center or from right. Anytime the throw takes the cutoff man to the right, you got to cut it. So Adam was taught. I said, "How's that angle? How'd that feel?" He goes, "You know, that's the first one I've really had other than practice." But I thought Austin made a really good play too. Just say, I got to catch it, and then I'm going to see if I can beat him to the plate there. It's a huge play. I thought Jimmy's outing was as good, if not better, though. But yeah, you always worried that, you know, at the end of it, something happens which changes the complexion of a good outing. But you know, I thought Miguel threw the ball well. He got ambushed there by McKinney, and Michael faced. You know, I considered letting Tanner face Morales, but you know, as we go forward, I thought it was important. Mike needs to be able to attack those hitters and get that job done there. That's about as good a command as he's had. This last 2 or 3 starts, go back through it. He's actually threw the ball where he was really trying to throw it.
DJ gets that first hit, then first stolen base, now first home run, first double. I mean, it's nice to see him kind of trending that way.
You know, I talked to him before the game, him and Cedric, about okay, what do you got on this guy? I want them to answer about Estrada, you know, and knowing that, hey, he throws a lot of changeups, he's got a good one, but you know, believe me, it's one that you can be sitting on trying for. It still looks like fastball till about 2 feet in front of the plate, but you know, he handled it well. I thought he stayed selective. Obviously, strike 3 on him's a ball, so you know, otherwise he would have had a really good night. He had a good night. But
how satisfying is it to play such a clean game?
Yeah, it is. You know, someone asked the other night, was that loss tougher than, you know, or are they all kind of, you know, I was thinking about tonight, how many times I've walked down that long hall to get here after a great win and trying to temper your enthusiasm, and sometimes, but you know, I still feel elated after we win a game and think about a lot of the good things that went on, especially defensively tonight. I thought Austin Wynns was really good behind the plate. I tell you, they had a good tempo, and it's not easy going through, what was it, 4 pitchers and getting that done.
But the insurance run from Mullins was big, but I mean, him getting a hit in a situation like that, you know, against a lefty.
Yeah,
was
especially after the first 2 pitches. You know, I was looking at the depth of the third baseman on the play, and because of his foot speed, he is playing a step or 2 closer than he does on most people. And then now it becomes a base hit instead of a drop step and a catch and throw. So it's another element that you don't look at that analytically because you don't think about it, but your eyes tell you that that's probably a hit for somebody that doesn't run well, not a hit for somebody that runs well, and that's the element that Cedric brings. I think he's really getting a good feel for our outfield a little bit. You can see him a lot more comfortable moving around. He's going to a couple of places now that, you know, it's a good experience for him.
Al, you know, we all know the context of all this, but for these young players today, to have a game like this, is there something in this, a message that they can take forward that you know, this was a situation where you were up against it. You had to throw basically four relievers, and because you played a good, solid defensive game and really didn't do a whole lot offensively, you still came out on top because you did the right things.
I had a feel for some games that we've played here when, you know, up until August last year. Believe me, Peter, it's something when we go into the advance room, you know, we have these meetings under the cloak of an advanced meeting, but there's a lot of messages that get delivered in there, and that's one of them. You know, we go back through, okay, what allowed us to do that? You know, it'll be something about Cedric's foot speed and the depth of third baseman was. It'll be yesterday we had hit and run on, and we had to whistle a guy out of the batter's box, and the guy at first looked at Kirby as soon as the sign went on, and that in the regular situations, you're going to get a pitch out or a throw over because of your body language. Those are things you go through the game within the game, the things that we've been real good at here that we haven't been. So we hit on them all the time, almost to a fault. But actually, it's kind of revealing we go in those things how much these guys are looking forward to it, because it's not all beating up on them. A lot of it is, okay, here's something that went on good that we got this type of return for it. Okay, thank you.